But before we do, we're going to jump into some fun stuff and do some other things. So if you're here, feel free to sound off. Let me know who's here and who's not. See if I can find the video so I can look at your guys' posts. It takes so long to open the videos up. Come on now. Come on, people now. Smile on your brother. Okay, here we go. There it is. Ta-da! Okay, so first off is... Hey, Jeff, thanks for joining us. Yep, tonight is Fisto. We're going to do some a little bit of recap from some other videos, though, before we jump into it too far. That way it gives people time to show up. Wow, my lights are all crooked. There we go. Much better. Hey, Randy. Thanks for joining us. All right, so here is my vat of water. And one question people ask me all the time is, hey, Todd, how hot is the water you use? So I got this nifty little multimeter here. Dun-da-da. And I'm going to take and measure with this thermometer gauge, as opposed to using a thermal gauge or the other type of temperature gauge. Just actually throw a thermometer in there and we can see what temperature this thing actually is. So let's see if we can get our temperature gauge. There we go. And black goes into COM and red goes into input. Untwist this. Hey, Mike, thanks for joining us. Hey, I got my Girl Scout cookies today, so that was cool. It came in the mail, so... All right, let's go ahead and plop this thermometer in there. And let's see what we got. All right, so the temperature of the water is about 190 degrees Fahrenheit and 87, 88 degrees Celsius. So there you go. And of course, as I get lower in the cup, it will be hotter towards the bottom, I'm guessing. Wow, it's not. That is surprising. I thought for sure down at the bottom would be hotter than the top. There you go. So about 190. I told everybody it was about 205, but I guess I was wrong. The reason why I thought it was that hot is because the bottom says temperature on it, but I guess that temperature is the temperature of the metal plate that's heating up, not the temperature of the actual water. So there we go. Now we know the temperature for those that have asked. And let me go ahead and put this thermometer back away. Thermometer. This is so cool. I got this multimeter a little while ago from Amazon to help a friend with a computer fix. And my friend, unfortunately, is on lockdown due to potential COVID issues, so I haven't had a chance to go over to his house to help him with his hard drive or anything. So, but that's all right. We will make it happen. Make it happen, Captain. All right, let me set that aside. So as you guys know, I'm working on a She-Ra video, so I picked up this bow mint in the box. It's kind of yellowed, so it's a yellow one, so he'll be used in the video. I got him from Bobacon, which is a store in Everett, Washington, and they got all kinds of cool She-Ra stuff, so that was cool. All right, so I was holding off on doing this video because I really wanted to make a sword for the Origins Fisto. I was telling everybody about it. I was all excited about it. I've been working on it now for about a week and a half, and so far it's just not coming together. What I was hoping for was a sword which is similar to this sword right here, which my wife got for me years ago from the God Beast, and this is awesome. I love the clear purple, so that's what I wanted to do, is make a clear purple one and then keep this also clear purple, same kind of deal, and then make it so it's the right height for this Fisto, because this right here was actually made for the 2000X height. which is funny because this is our classics one. And you can see it's just a little bit taller. So I'd probably use classics to figure out the height difference. So this goes up to the top of his head. So I'd probably have to make the sword the same height so that should go to the top of his head. This is about 1 inch too tall. And then make him in clear purple. And that was the plan. But unfortunately, it didn't work out yet. And so I figured, you know what? This poor Fisto is sitting and being waited to be opened for so long. And it's funny is when we got this 2000X Fisto, she is so cool. Oh, work. He actually came with a spot to store his sword in his back, but he never came with the sword to go with it. But in the comic, it showed it. Hey, Jamie Sanders, thanks for joining us. All right, so the next order of business was somebody mentioned to me, hey, you know what? When you changed out the Sorceress for her new knees by using the other Sorceress, I also swapped out her hands. They were saying that I could have left her hands the same pale white and just imagine she's wearing nylons. And I actually like that idea a lot. So I'm going to change her hands out. And to do this, I'm going to drop her in the vat of water really quick and just heat her hands up really fast and swap them back. And then somebody also asked me to do a head swap. So we'll do some of this while waiting for people to show up. We got 20 some odd people on right now. So let's just do this quick swap. And then we will get on with the Fisto opening. 1, 2. Let's grab these off her. Ugh. There we go. And he is correct. It does look way better that way. Now it's like she's just wearing some tan nylons. Very cool. It's like she put some tanning solution on her hands. So she's wearing whiter nylons. Now the other question somebody asked me was take her head off and put Tila's head on. So let's go ahead and do that. Ugh. There we go. And there we go. Not too shabby. Dun, dun, dun. The skin tone actually looks pretty close. So not bad at all. So there you go. There was some cool swaps that we did. So you guys can kind of see some of those really quick. And Tila's legs are almost the same color, so you could swap them out for the new knees if you need to. So onward and upward to the next thing, and that is Fisto, which is what we're all here for. All right, so when we got our Fistos, originally this was all one we got from the 80s. Really cool Fisto. And one thing we liked about him was his fist, of course, that was could pound people, right? So you can sit there and punch and pound and everything else. And he came with this long purple sword, which was the same sword we got with Triclops. And he had a hand on the left that could actually hold weapons. So a lot of people would tear off his arm and stick him onto He-Man, so He-Man would have 2 holding hands. That was a pretty common thing back in the day. Now, what I used to like to do is do the combination punch, where I'd pull him back and put his arm back, and then whoa, he would do the turn and the punch at the same time. That was always a lot of fun and really cool. Now, what's funny is my daughter, when she was a baby, she used to take this Fisto, this exact one, and she would stick his head in her mouth and hold him. And so I had pictures of her in her little car seat holding this Fisto. And I know it was this one because I had to fix his hand with hot glue, and inside there is some hot glue. So this is the same one that she sucked on as a baby. And you can see she got some of the hair off his head. And so I used to have a picture of her holding this Fisto. So that was kind of cool. Kind of fun. And then, of course, we got the classics Fisto. And, of course, depending on how you use the pieces, you either a 2000X version or a regular version. So there is our classics Fistos. All right. On to the main event. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Yay, I made Hebrew. Excellent. Hey, Jinx Caliber. That's awesome you made Hebrew. The neck looks too long. It does look kind of long. You could Dremel off the head to make the head shorter. Was not a fan of the Masterverse He-Man head, Master Far. Then you use Faker head, problem solved. Excellent, Master Far. All right, so back of the box. We got some cool card art. You can see Fisto taking out these guys that we've seen in the cartoon. Of course, he was short-lived because after he was punching this guy in the face, it wasn't much later that he himself was not only killed, but his soul was also destroyed by Skeletor. Spoiler alert. Anyway, so let's go ahead and read what it says here. Fisto, heroic master of hand-to-hand combat. Evil warriors better be hungry, is that what it says? Because Fisto has a knuckle sandwich for them. And it's got plenty of iron in it. Oh, ridiculous. Okay, Mattel. That's funny. Dad jokes. The man with the mighty metal fist packs enough power in his punch to rival even Eternia's strongest warriors. As one of the planet's greatest heroes, it's only fitting that he protects the royal palace from the dark forces, both technologically and mystically. Mystical. Mystical is no Lee on there. There's some other figures in the line. Andrea, Scareglow, Stinkor. Cool, cool. All right, let me get my trusty scissors out here and let's get this thing open. Slice through that tape. Fisto, Fisto. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, wow. Look at that. His sword is actually a two-tone. That is cool. So we have purple on the bottom and silver on the top. I already like that. It's pretty cool. So, oh, you know what? I forgot to show you guys another Fisto. What am I doing? I spent all this time pulling Fisto out of my closet because I have another exciting Fisto to show you. The Super 7 Filmation Fisto, which I have not opened yet. Fisto, Fisto. Urgh. And we'll get back to finishing opening that one. Bum bum bum. Bum bum bum. Bum bum. Bum 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 bum. There we go. There is Fisto. And this is the Filmation version that was from Super 7. He's pretty cool looking. And so I just wanted to show you guys yet another classics version of Fisto we got. I'm going to put him back in the box. He is not going to ever be opened probably. Maybe someday sold on the free market. But as of right now, I already have my classics Fisto, which is my favorite. So I have no need to open this one. All right, let's get back to opening this. Jeff says he loves the Filmation version. Sorry, man. It is kind of cool, but I'm just not a huge fan of all the Filmation stuff. Some stuff's really cool for the figures, but classics was totally dope. All right, whoa, blasting swords. It has a hilt, but doesn't have the thing around the handle to protect the knuckles. I think that's what it's always for. Is this piece right here? I believe it's supposed to be like a knuckle protector. So if someone happens to get too far down into the sword area, chink, 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 then it protects your knuckles from being sliced. So I always kind of like that little extra protection that the figures have there from getting their knuckles hit. And, you know, that makes a lot of sense. I've often thought about that with lightsaber battles, you know. How it's kind of cool that Kylo Ren had that extra little sides on his blade to protect his hands from getting cut off. I mean, you've probably seen stories of his grandpa and his uncle getting his hand sliced off. So he figured, okay, I want to get a lightsaber that has these little protection things to keep my hands from getting sliced off so easily. He comes with extra hands. And of course, they're both left hands, which it doesn't make sense to have two fists on here, I suppose, being that he's got this hand being stuck as a fist. There we go. I gotta admit, this is a pretty cool looking figure. So his articulation right at the bat is we have ankle articulation, boot cut, double jointed knees, mid thigh. He's got up at the top, which seems to work a lot better than the other figures we've seen. Other side, same thing. He's supposed to turn at the waist, but he's not. There we go. Waist turn. He has an ab crunch. He has, of course, his head can move around. He's got his shoulders. And people have told me online that I'm not moving the shoulders down far enough. So let's see if we can't get this shoulder to move. There it is. There's the opening. And it looks like you can get the shoulder down that far. So that's pretty cool. And this side, we got the fist. It rotates in two places, at the fist and where the fist connects onto the forearm. Might rotate that over. There we go. I guess he's got the seam on both sides. Double jointed. A bicep cut. And then his shoulder. Wow, this shoulder moves way better than the other one. And of course, no cool fling action. But that's okay. We don't need the springs. We don't need to have any springs. Let's switch his hand out right off the bat. I am actually not a fan of this open hand. I mean, all it's good for, really, is you're going to shake someone's hand. Like, look at this. And also be for a shield or something, but, hey, buddy, put her there. Or slap someone in the face. It's just not a lot of use. Well, I guess you can give a high five, too. High five! Huh! I guess you can wave high. Hey, everybody. Anyway, let's go ahead and put his closed, semi-closed hand so he can hold his sword. By the power of the fist. There we go. Dun, da, da. Pretty cool Fisto. Ugh, look at his face. Look at that face. That face. That face. All right, so there we go. Here's a lineup so you guys can see the different Fistos through the years and their faces. And we got our origins. There we go. It's funny. This face looks like this one before you look at them together. When you look at them side by side, they look a lot different, but just in your memory, this face looks the same. I almost remember his hair being this color red, but it's not. It's actually more brown. That's so crazy. Your mind kind of plays tricks on you after all those years. Oops, wrong Fisto. Huh. All right, let's compare them to other figures in the line. See if you guys have any questions. Oh yeah, Mike, the way he caught his sword is so cool. He could also backhand his foes. Yes, you could use the open hand as a backhand. All right. I know I have this big, mighty power fist, but instead of using my power fist, I am going to use the mighty backhand. Are you ready for this? Oh. Maybe he wants to be more like Chopper. I guess you could use it for karate chopping. Breaking bricks, breaking wood. All right. That's enough of the slap hand. The man with 1,000 slaps. All right. Next to Flea Man. He is quite a bit shorter, which I'm a little miffed about. I always thought he should be the same height as He-Man, because I always thought Fisto was big, right? And we're talking, I mean, look how big this 2000X Fisto is compared to most 2000X figures. He's big, he's chunky, he's monstrous. He's always reminded me of Big Josh from Big Jim. Big Josh. In fact, when I got this Fisto one time, I heated up his legs and his feet in boiling hot water and straightened him and made him super tall, and it was awesome. And then I had my Big Josh. And so technically in my book, his name was really Josh, not Malcolm, as they called him in classics. But Anyway, he looks tall right here at first until you stick him next to He-Man and you realize he really is not that tall, which is kind of a bummer. I was hoping that he would be the same girth as He-Man. Let's go ahead and compare him to somebody else. How about Spikor? Good old Spikor. Yeah, he's about the same height as Spikor. So I guess this line, they're all the same height except He-Man, it looks like. And old Beastman's a little bigger too. So you can see, because of his arched back especially, he's got that extra girth. Imagine if they were to straighten his back out, go to a chiropractor, he'd be even massively more taller. Jason was saying, I think there was a redhead version of the Vintage 2. You know, I think you're right, because I think one of them I had was more red than the one that's over there. Now, he is more red than brown. You can see if you were to hold him up next to another figure. But, yeah. Which is funny, because the Classics Fisto, they just went straight brown. And then the 2000X, they gave him just a little bit of red. And this is kind of how I remember all the time. Just a little bit of red, which I kind of like. It's a nice shade of red. I don't know about the fire red. And it's cool, but I'm not quite sure if that's really, you know. And his face is kind of skinny too. It's kind of weird. But we've seen some of the faces in these newer figures aren't the best anyway. Yeah, the Beastman is cool. He just needs some armor. I think I'm going, like I said, I'm going to 2000X him a little bit. I did get a second Beastman just to do that. There he is right here. And so this Beastman will be merging with this Beastman eventually. He'll be getting his cuffs, his loincloth, not his armor. His armor's too small, but I'll make a new armor for him. And some other stuff too. So, and I'll make him some ankle pieces and some knee pads. So that way he looks more 2000X-ious. And I'll probably even give him the whip from 2000X. But not yet. I gotta find time to do that one. All right. Let's see. Oh, that's okay, Rex, that you're late. We've just been kind of hanging out, talking about figures and stuff. Okay, someone's saying I could push the shoulders down even more. Don't be afraid they won't break. Oh, dude. Ooh. That is scary. I should have done it on Fleaman instead of Fisto just in case, because I don't have another Fisto, but I do have a couple more He-Man figures. Let's try to take off his armor. Let's see what he looks like under his armor. We just met. Sorry, Fisto. Ugh. There we go. So there is shirtless Fisto. You know, it's a bummer that the skin colors don't match, because it'd be kind of cool to make a non-fisted version of him. But anyway, it looks like the chest is very similar to that of Fleaman. I was hoping that He-Man would have bigger lats on the side, but I guess really they don't. So there they go. There they are. All right, time to put your clothes back on, Fisto. That is enough male dancing tonight. Whew. There we go. The armor itself is really rubbery and pretty flexible. So is the loincloth too, so you can get them in all kinds of cool poses for sitting. In case you want to stick them in a vehicle or the throne or whatever. You can get them in really tight spots. You can also do some pretty cool karate moves too. So you can, you know, in case he doesn't want to use his fist for everything. Wants to use his feet for some attacks too. Let's see. There we go. That will work. All right, let's pick on Beastman again. There we go. See, little did we know Fisto was so well equipped for battling. All right. So, do you guys have any questions before I end this video? I know people always say, hey, you should have done this or tried this or done that. But usually by that time, the video's over. And then I have to make another video showing you guys and a different video. And then someone says, what are you talking about? Like the hands for the Sorceress or the head. Classics is so cool. I'm sorry, you guys. Classics rocks. But you know what? You know what? If you cannot afford to get a Classics Fisto, this actually is a really good fill-in. I would not gripe at anybody or think less of them if they were to use this as their classic fill-in, because he's pretty close in size and he looks more like he doesn't look Filmation-y. He doesn't look cartoony as opposed to the other one we saw from Super 7. So if you are unable to get the Classics Fisto, this would be a great stand-in or a great fill-in. And you could probably even get some parts like a custom head to look like this Fisto or custom armor. And it wouldn't be bad at all to use this Fisto completely. So not a bad way to go. I can't even afford a classic girlfriend. Rick, you're hilarious. I hope you do get him soon in the Philippines. What are your plans for Bo? Well, I'm working on a She-Ra video like that one I made for He-Man of all the figures. And I'm just about done with it. Hopefully I'll get it done sometime this week. And that Bo is just part of it. I'm debating whether to open him or not. Or just show him mint on the card. I wanted to show how his heart beat in the video. So that's why I had him. I was also tempted to put some anti-yellowing stuff on the bubble to see if I can fix it. I have to be careful though, because the cardboard's right here, and the stuff I use is very fluid, so I have to be very careful. See, make his heart beat for She-Ra, and then of course She-Ra ends up going for Seahawk. What is wrong with you, She-Ra? I know, I can't believe the way she kind of double crosses this poor guy. Look at that. Bo, special friend of She-Ra. Yeah, he's been friend zoned. All right, and then you got that Seahawk that moves in. I feel so bad for Bo. Anyway, I know I digress. Are you going to get She-Ra Revelation figure? If they make one, yeah, definitely. I know, poor Bo. Friend zoned again. And it's crazy that they didn't start out that way. If you watch the cartoon, the parts I've seen, you could see they got to that point where they were, so they had to bring in someone just like him. And it's funny is they're both based on Errol Flynn. Both Seahawk and Bo, that's why they look so much alike. They're both based on characters that Errol Flynn played in movies. So it's kind of ironic how they were based on the same actor. All right. Fisto is pretty cool, I have to admit. Now, he's not in my top 11. So if you guys have printed out the top 11 PDFs, he's not in the top 11, even though he is really cool. But anyway, there we go. Let's see. I replied to you on your channel. You never replied back. That ruined my... I'm sorry, man. Oh, what is it you replied to? Oh, on All Music Fan. Not me. Will you make a Hebrew out of Revelation Grayskull? I'm not sure. I'm so used to making him out of Clamp Champ I may wait till the Clamp Champ comes out and make him out of Clamp Champ again. I'll have to wait and see. It is funny how much the Revelation King Grayskull looks like the original hero style idea. So it's kind of cool. I like it. All right. Well, like and subscribe. Tell your friends. I do have 2 more helmets still on eBay, and my link's in the description. So you want to go to and check that out, you can. 1 helmet was for bid, and one's for a buy it now. So I still have 2 on there. And that's all I got for you guys. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Look, I got the head of She-Ra. I could put it on her sword. This is awful. Anyway, it was I actually bought a She-Ra for the video I'm working on from the 80s, and I can't find it. I think I might have tossed it. I think it was still in the box, and I was recycling boxes, and I think she ended up being recycled with the box. So hopefully somebody finds her, because that stinks that I recycled She-Ra. Let's see, Skeletor next to... I guess Skeletor is a little bit taller than Fisto. Just by a hair. Just by a hair, I tell you. Pull my finger. Huh? I know, bad jokes, right? Anyway, thank you for watching, everybody. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. And hopefully soon I'll have that She-Ra video together. I know I keep saying that, but there's just so many little pieces I keep adding to it. Even last night I took some video footage of the store of some of the fantastic fashions, because they had some in the packages still in acrylic at Bobacon. And so I said, dude, hold those up. Let me get some video of that. So that's the problem. I think I'm just about done. I find some other cool footage to go with it. And hey, if you guys want some ideas for your Fistos, I always thought Fisto should have an axe. So, I mean, check us out. Look how cool he looks. Fisto with an axe. I mean, that just looks so cool. Or even Fisto with a hammer. I mean, that looks cool too. So I do have all kinds of weapons. I even got an extra Ram Man axe, so I can give him a cool axe that way too. So he kind of reminds me of Paul Bunyan or something, you know. So Big Josh, kind of a foresty guy, and he's got his mighty axe, the mighty axe of Fisto. So even though it's not really his axe, this is not really his axe either, but you gotta admit some of those weapons do look pretty cool in his hands. And for those that like Fisto too, I even like sometimes to add where's the other Fisto? There he is. To add this helmet on his head too sometimes, just to give him a little bit more of a fierce warrior Fisto. Bum, 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 bum. Which, you know, is kind of 2000X with the nose piece coming down. But anyway, and it's funny, I first got this helmet originally for this Fisto because they didn't have a Fisto, and this makes them look bigger, more 2000X or more classic size looking. So I remember I used to put this on his head so I could use this Fisto with the classics, because, you know, it just gives him a little more girth for size. And then I had his legs straightened out, trying to make him as tall as I could, because he is a bigger body 2000X figure. So there you go. You know what? This sword is too cool for you, man. This sword's going to Classics Fisto. Dun dun dun. Hey man, you stole my sword. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Woo! So cool. That's okay. I think I'm going to get, since he doesn't have a sword holder on his back, I think eventually when I make those Fisto swords, he's getting one of those big giant Fisto swords. Because that's more fitting of Fisto anyway. I forgot his hands, their hands are bigger, so the swords are too small in their hands. So if I do make a Revelation version, I'll have to make a bigger handle for it. Oh. Hey, Dean. Thanks for joining us. Sorry, man. I'm just digressing now. Are you getting the Lords of Power? You know, Rick, I really want to get the Lords of Power at first, especially the one that was based on Shirella. Um, I'm not, though. If they made a Shirella pack that works for classics, I would definitely be buying the pack. If they made like something that you put on Battleground Tila to turn her into Shirella, I'd be all over that. But I don't want to start another line, and it has less articulation than even the Origins. So it'd be stepping back into the, basically into this right here. So they are cool, but I think they just made them just a little bit too late. But Pop Actor says he prefers the reddish. So you mean red like this or red like this? The 2000X or the Origins? I actually like the 2000X coloring the best myself. Yep, people were complaining there's no articulation. But that was the idea. They wanted to make them look like the old figures from the 80s. But now that Origins have hit the street, if you go online on eBay and take a look, you'll notice that the old 80s figures have actually gone down in price for some of them, because people would rather have some more articulation. It's just so cool. I mean, if they really made a bicep cut on here, these figures would be perfect. In fact, this sounds pretty bad. As much as I love classics, if they would have added a bicep cut on here, I might have been trading all my classics in. I know it sounds crazy, just one extra articulation, but that extra articulation makes a huge difference in the way the arm moves. In fact, if you try to hold the sword up, it just looks weird because the bicep doesn't move. So if that would have been, I may have been trading all my classics in for Origins instead of just picking and choosing. Did you see the Storm collectible Golden Axe Tyrus figure? I'm not sure. Let me look that up. Which one's Tyrus? Yes, the price did go up on those that are not in Origins collections, especially Shadow Weaver from Super 7. I am surprised that Shadow Weaver has shot up in price so much. I wanted the extra hand articulation. Yeah, that's a huge factor too. Especially if the hand goes up and down to hold his sword aloft. Okay. Golden Axe Tyrus. Let's take a look. I'm guessing it's on Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store. Go. Yes. I didn't know what her name was. I actually have her on order as a pre-order. She is very spendy. Yep, I do have her on pre-order. I just didn't know what her name was, but she is cool. So yes, that is a very cool figure. You guys see that okay? Or is that kind of blurry? Dun dun dun. She is pretty cool. And her mount's pretty cool too. The price still is kind of high, but I'm more excited about the mount. Look at that. Dun 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 dun. All right, let me go back to your guys' chats. Wow. Yep. Wow, you ordered 2 of her? Crazy. Yeah, I can't find Savage He-Man in stores at all either. And it's so annoying. I bought some from a guy, and on his description it said in hand. And I thought in hand meant, or in stock. And I thought in stock meant he had them available. And then later on in his auction below, it says pre-order. And so I've been waiting now for almost a month, and I'm still waiting. And he said that the ships haven't come in yet. It's like, dude, you don't put in stock if you don't actually have them on you. If they're pre-order, you don't put the word in stock on it. But, who knows? Maybe English is not his primary language. So he's having a hard time understanding that in stock means that you actually have them on hand, ready to ship out. But anyway, I should have read the fine print instead of reading just the title. Nice. $1 gonna be cool to get, Rick. Hey, was she cheaper on Amazon? All right. Anyway, like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Oh, oh. That's the coolest feature about this guy, is being able to use him to knock out people. See? Oh. I remember in 2000X they did that once in one of the cartoons where he stretched his head out to, but you know what? You really can't see that high. I mean, he's not really getting a lot of extra height for that turnability. I don't know. Anyway, I digress playing at the stuff on my desk. Like and subscribe. Soon we'll be opening him up. Bum, 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 bum. And that'll be fun too. See you guys next video. Bye now. Oh wait, is there another question coming in? Do you have Battle Armor He-Man Battle Cat 2-pack? I did. I actually sold the Battle Armor bloody parts and kept the armor for different cats. Like I have the nice shiny armor, but I didn't keep the chrome guys. I did keep the ground piece though, and so I kept some parts out of it and just started the bid at $1 to see it go for, and sold everything I didn't want in the set. I kept the little creatures too that came with it, but I got rid of the bloody battle cat and got rid of the He-Man with the blood on it and stuff. So nice. Yeah, I sold it. Sorry. I'm not a fan of the new battle armor for Origins. I know I said I was going, but just because this is so small, it just drives me crazy they did that. And what annoys me even more is the back of the box art on all these figures. They all show... come here, Clamp Champ. They all show a wide chest, and it just drives me crazy that they don't admit that they made a skinny chested barrel, and at least fix the graphics so that it shows the true reality of how messed up the figure is. My pet peeve. So yes, I despise this Battle Armor He-Man because of the chest barrel being so small. It just looks ridiculous. And so I did not keep the chrome one. I sold it for parts for whoever wanted it. I don't think he went very high either. So yeah, that was frustrating. So I did keep the ground stand, and I kept the little creatures, and I kept the shiny cat armor, and I think that was it. So I kept the cool pieces, got rid of the bloody battle cat, got rid of the figure. I think I might have even kept the sword too. You know, I think I did keep his sword, because his sword was a full sword, I think, or something. I don't remember. But I ended up giving the person who bought it one of my custom swords. So they wouldn't be without a sword, so they ended up getting, let's see if I can find it in my box o stuff. There we go. So they ended up getting one of these swords instead of the sword he came with. All right. For real, I'm actually leaving. Let's see, does Strider Origins base connect to Castle Grayskull? I don't know if it does or not. So far, none of the bases have connected, so I guess we'll see. Yes, but Strider's too big for the top of him. Hits the upper floor of the castle. Looks better outside the castle. Crazy. So it actually connects onto the same floor piece, huh? All right. like, subscribe, tell your friends. Oh, I got a new Orco too. Look at that. I finally got another one because my other one I turned into Yuckers. And so I wanted to get another Orco. So there he is. Just picked him up from the mail the other day. So that will be cool. And I got some other cool thing too. Oh, well, next video. I don't want to keep going on and on and on and on and on with the same video. So I will talk to you guys next time. Hopefully I'll have another video tomorrow. Bye now.